Don't worry, that wasn't a gunshot. I'm usually so like hyper and like to be honest with you, the older I get, the harder that is, because babes, the older we get, the less we give a fuck. I have my fun. I have my fun, honey. Let's be clear. There's no problem with that either. Okay, so don't be sex shaming me. Hey y'all, welcome to another vlog. I'm Nick. Let me show y'all my eyes, just so y'all know I'm alive, honey. It's been a while since I picked up this camera, but you know what? I'm tired of the excuses. We're not having any more excuses. We're picking up the camera, we're editing, we're filming. Also, in this video, I'm gonna cover my life in Mexico, relationships, and sex. Okay, yeah, we're going there. And what it means to be in your late 30s moving abroad. Okay, let's get to the questions. We are here again, okay? So I thought today's video, you know what? I just have to show y'all what I'm looking at. Like, what is this view though? It is absolutely gorgeous out here, but that cloud scares me. Look at that cloud. Look at that cloud, look at that cloud, look at that cloud. Like I'm Beyonce. It's gorgeous out here though. Truly gorgeous. This is Puerto Vallarta, y'all. It is stunning out here. Anyway, you can literally see the ocean. It's too hot to stand over here, so I'm gonna walk back over here. And I thought today's video, just to sort of reintroduce myself, I wanted to do 20 questions that you all submitted. I also put in some of my own 20 questions to get to know who I am and learn a little bit more about me and what I've been up to and what we do here on this channel. Is that okay with you? Okay, cool. So the first question, well, let me introduce myself a little bit. I'm Nick. I'm from Louisiana. I have been living in Mexico for about 11 months now. I moved here from the beautiful city of New York City. And child, you see all the grays, right? Like, the grays are there for a reason. And that's why I decided to move ultimately. But before that, I was living in Los Angeles. And so all I've known most of my adult life is like city life, like hard, grunting city life. And quite honestly, I don't think like that is for the weak, because it's just not, child. Let me try to make this adjusted. Okay. It's just not for the weak. Like, I can't tell you anything else other than that. It is not for the weak. And quite frankly, it's not for me. So that's why that brings me to my first question. What inspired you to move to Mexico in the first place? And y'all, it's hot as hell out here. I'm literally already sweating, but we have water, we're fine. I'd do anything for y'all. Okay, hat is going back on though. Okay, so what inspired me to move to Mexico in the first place? Well, like I said, I have lived in Los Angeles and New York. And if you know anything about those cities, they are both very fast-paced cities, right? Like, I could not tell you a time when I was living in those cities where I was feeling still or at ease. I was either always on the go in LA, because that's all you do there is drive. Or in New York, I was either always on the go or trying not to cuss somebody out because they were in my way. Okay. And I just felt like it was finally time to acknowledge that in my life. Like, holy shit, man, you can't be living your life like this stressful, this always on the edge. It's just no way to live, right? And quite frankly, I was becoming very overwhelmed socially after COVID. After COVID, after my mom's passing, I just was just overwhelmed, and I needed a sense of peace and a sense of calm. And that's what Mexico always gave me when I visited it. Before I moved here, I came here a few times and spent considerable time. I spent like, over 2 months here before I moved here. So I knew what the vibe was like, and I knew that that's what I wanted my new normal to be. So I was like, shit, why? If not now, when? Like, when am I going to be able to do this again in my life? Probably not soon, or not later, So it was just the time. So I did it. I just want to make sure. Okay, does that answer that? I think so. The second question is, what has been the biggest culture shock since moving here? Okay, so what has been my biggest culture shock since moving here? Honestly, I would have to say literally a lot. So when you move to a foreign country and you don't know where to get like basic items, because when you're on vacation somewhere, it's a lot different than when you live somewhere, right? Like when you live somewhere, you need different things than when you're on vacation, right? So you need to figure out where all those basic necessities and things are, whether or not you're going to the Walmart, the Costco, the tiendas, like where is food? Where is certain necessities that you need, like water, basic things that you sort of get when you're in the United States. You can get water out of the faucet in the United States. Here, you can't drink water out of the faucet. So where are you going to get your water? You need to go to the gas station. Well, it's not the gas station here, it's the convenience stores to go get it. So you have to figure out, your little neighborhood spots where you're going to get stuff. Food, exactly the same. So I joined Costco because here there is quality meat because it's all very fresh. But for me, I like to buy in bulk. And it's cheaper that way. So I go to Costco like once a month and like stock up on protein and different vegetables and fruits, and also like grains and stuff. So you kind of have to figure out like your groove. You have to reset your whole entire life. And that is not for the weak, honestly. Like there were days where I was just like, I don't know where to find things. But at the end of the day, there are people here, right? So you can ask other people that you meet. I asked my barber the other day, like, where do I get athletic shorts? I know that sounds very basic, but again, I don't know where to buy that kind of stuff because I don't have access to Amazon. Like, I don't use Amazon like I was using it in the United States, which thank God, because why are we giving that billionaire all that damn money? Okay? Stop already. It's not it. So he told me where to go. So you find people and you just ask them questions about what you need and they tell you where to go. Okay. How does day-to-day life in Mexico compare to the United States? So I would say day-to-day life here in the day-to-day life here is a lot different because I move slow. Okay, slow. Like I wake up at 9 a.m. here and I roll out of bed, I get my coffee, and I go sit out on my porch and chill. Like I don't start my day really till like 11 a.m. And I love that. That makes me feel joyful. Instead of waking up to just a bunch of emails and calls and all of that. And mind you, I work for myself, so I have that luxury that not everybody has, right? It is a much slower lifestyle. And that is what I love the most about it. And that's what I craved. I craved that. And that's why I moved here, because I wanted that. And it definitely has been putting that kind of energy into my soul, and I needed it. And it has helped me a lot. Oh, and there's something about a morning walk on the beach or a morning walk through the neighborhood here that is a lot different than a morning walk in New York City, okay? Like, in New York City, you might have to dodge a homeless person, a crackhead, a construction worker. I literally had one time where there was like welding stuff coming down on my face walking by my house. I was like, okay, this is my last straw. I gotta go. And that literally was like the last week that I was living there. And here I don't have those sorts of things happening like that. It's a much chiller lifestyle, and that's what I've been craving my entire life. Like, it reminds me a lot of Los Angeles, but less city-like, because LA is very chill. Now, have I felt truly safe living here as a black man? So safe. So safe. A lot of people ask me this question, and I cannot tell you enough. Like, I know Mexico gets a bad rap, and those are isolated incidents, right? This is also a tourist town, right? So I have to preface my answer with that, because ultimately, this is a tourist town. They don't want no shit, basically. You know, the cops are on their best behavior because, you know, they do have corruption here with the cops. I had an incident with that. Watched my other videos. I talked about it at one point. And at the end of the day, it's not all of that crazy stuff that you're hearing about on the US media, right? Y'all gotta stop watching Fox News, and y'all have to stop watching the news in general. I have stopped because it's all a bunch of crap. It's all a bunch of lies and exaggerated BS. Like, here I feel so safe, so comfortable. Nobody has really said anything. I know we're in a very tense turmoil time, but no one has really like said anything that has been negative to me, because I'm respectful. That's one thing that you have to be here. And I think a lot of Americans get a bad rap for coming here because we have a few people that ruin it for all of us, right? Y'all, we cannot be coming to somebody else's country acting wild and doing shots on, you know, pyramids and just being ratchet. You have to go somewhere and respect it as if it's your own, but it isn't yours, right? So I think when you start to bring in that sort of mindset to Mexico, you are more welcomed, right? And I see that in comments. People are always commenting that. And you respect the culture. You go to their events. I go to their events all the time. You support the local economy. I talk to my neighbors. Hello, hola, como esta? You know, I don't know Spanish too much now, but it's something. I always think that that's better than nothing. So, that is one thing. What else? Don't worry, that wasn't a gunshot. I think it was some fireworks or something, child. It's always fireworks going off. Like, that's one thing about Mexicans. They love a firework, okay? At night, during the day, all the time, fireworks. What's one thing that I did not expect about expat life? Okay, I have to be honest with y'all. Come here, let's grab a seat. Let's grab a seat here. I did not know that it was so lonely sometimes. Like, there will be some days where I don't want to leave my house, and I don't. And then there will be some days where I'm like craving human interaction, but I don't know who to get that from because I don't speak Spanish as fluently as most people do here. And there are a lot of Americans that come here, but they come and go, right? They don't stay. So you have that transient factor here where I think Merida and maybe like the Playa del Carmen area and Cancun probably have a little bit more Americans sticking around longer. But here, people leave and come and go and leave and come. So I did not know or think that through as much as I should have mentally prepared myself for. But I feel like I've been dealing with it I'm okay. It's not as bad as some people come on here and say, like, they be like lonely as hell. And I'm like, damn, you know, I at least will leave my house when I'm starting to feel like super, super lonely. Or I'll literally plan a trip, which is something I'm working on now, is figuring out what I'm gonna do for the month of August. Like, I will not be here for that full month. I got to get out of here, honey. And it's not like it's a bad thing. It's off season here right now. So, which means it's raining almost every day. It's hot as hell. It's humid as hell. And ain't nobody here because of all that. So the tourists have kind of gone other places. Where, I have no idea. Maybe if you know, let me know down there. So it is a little bit challenging in that respect. But other than that, no issues with that. Okay. I don't know what this question was because it deleted something, but I think it was like, have you had any like weird occurrences with dating? Who is even dating, y'all? Like, are y'all dating? None of my friends are dating positively right now. There's no dating experiences that are happening in my friend group that are positive. They're either engaged, married, or divorced, single. Like, nobody's like in a relationship and like yay. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's got issues or they're single as fuck. I shouldn't say everybody, but a vast majority of people are in that group. So when I first came here, I was new. So I was fresh, honey, fresh off the boat, as they say. And I met a couple of individuals. It was actually 3 individuals. I was like, what is going on? Like, literally, it was crazy. One called me fat and wouldn't stop bothering me. The other one called me a boy when he literally was that. And the other one was just a drunk. I was just like, what is going on here? I'm thinking like, did I make a bad decision? Should I leave? Like, it was that bad. Like, and I didn't even know where I was gonna go. Like, I was feeling really weird for a minute because the boys that I was like meeting that wanted to like hang out and kiki, you know, other than just a one night stand, were cuckoo. And it's funny because I've heard stories about those particular individuals now that kind of solidified that I wasn't the crazy one. So that's one thing. Then I feel like sometimes, I don't know what it is about the flirting here, but sometimes the guys here will like humiliate you or like make fun of you or like jokingly like embarrass you as like a flirting mechanism. And that doesn't really work well with me, honey. What are you talking about? And I don't know if that is a cultural thing or what, but y'all gonna let me know down there what's going on with that, because I'm still at a loss for words. I'm like, are you flirting with me, humiliating me, or trying to cuss me out? Just cuss me out, child, because I don't want nothing to do with you. Okay, this is another question that I always get. People wanting to know if I'm a top or a bottom, and I'm gonna answer that last, so make sure you watch the rest of the video. Have I been to Spartacus? Okay, duh, like who hasn't? Of course I've been there. So if you don't know, that is a bathhouse in town. And yes, things go on there. I have been there. Yes, we're all mature adults, right? Why are we so, I don't know, here there's like a weird sexual tension and sexual energy in the atmosphere. And people sort of like are always like on the edge in that respect. And I don't know what that's about. I think maybe the beach town and just being a LGBTQ hotspot, maybe. I don't know. But yes, I've been there. Yes, it's fun. And yes, you should go. What have I learned? Oh, what have I learned about myself through relationships here? So, this is a tough one, man. It's something I've been working on for years. And I have to be honest with you. I'm having a little bit of a time, but I'm working on communicating my feelings more. So, something I do, it's like a coping mechanism or just a mechanism that clicks when I have a conflict with someone. where I just shut off. Like, it's best that I shut up and shut off, or I might say something that I'm going to regret. And I don't want to be that person anymore. So it's working on doing the hard work of communicating how I feel in an instance. And I have to be honest with you, the older I get, the harder that is, because babes, the older we get, the less we give a fuck. Hello? I don't need to explain myself. What you said was some bullshit. Hit play the candy clip. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard for me to really put in that effort with a friend here when I have a conflict. So it's hard. But I'm really working on just letting people know when you are pissing me off or upsetting me. And you're around a lot of alcohol here and other substances and things, and people are on vacation. So you have to keep that in mind here. There's that vacation-y aspect to living here, you know? So, child, I don't know what people be on sometimes, honey, but they be on it. Do you feel like love looks different in your late 30s? Child, I don't know what love looks like anymore. I really don't. I'm gonna let y'all comment what you think love looks like while I take a sip of this water. So, I come from two parents that divorced early in my youth, right? It was like 4th grade, parents got divorced. And they were never like in love. They never showed me that, you know? So I never really had that example. I saw it in other things, but when you don't see that in your parents, you're affected for life. That's something you have to work on. So I'm working on it, but child, I've never been in love. Like, I've been in heavy like. But I don't know that I could say that I've been in love with anyone that I've dated. First ex, abuser. Second ex, too immature. Third ex, abuser. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just waiting for the right one, honey. And I'm not saying that I am completely innocent in either of those relationships, because I'm not. It takes two to tango, right? But y'all, when you present me with mess, honey, that's what you gonna get back, mess. So I'm just looking for some normalcy, man. Like, where are the normal men at? Because they can even my crazy out. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, y'all. Like I said, I just told you all of my baggage. I have all of that baggage to wear, that trauma to wear. And I need somebody that can level me out, right? Somebody that can understand that and know that I have all of that trauma, and sort of just like be cognizant of that and empathize with me in situations where I become frustrated. And I have a hard time finding people that can tolerate that. And that's okay. I'm not expecting someone to be able to put up with all of that, because that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not rushing. I am not in a rush to be in a relationship. I want that to be very clear. I am not in a rush to jump into anything. I move at my own pace, and my pace is slow. Turtle, okay? Turtle. I do not want to rush into a relationship because it's a popular thing. Like, I just don't feel like I need to be in that. If I am happy by myself, in a sense, but it would be nice to be with someone to share this lovely life with. But I don't want it to just be with just anyone. I want it to be with the right one. And I feel like if you rush, you might find yourself in another shitty situation. And I just don't have the emotional intelligence, or no, the emotional capacity to put up with that right now. Or both, actually. Yeah, I don't. I just don't. So that's why we single, babes, and we're fine with it. I'm really fine with being single. Like, I've become like very numb to it, I think, and I feel pretty good, honestly. Like, I have my fun. I have my fun, honey. Let's be clear. There's no problem with that either. Okay? So don't be sex shaming me. What did my friend used to say? He's sexually free. I'm very sexually free, and I'm very comfortable with myself, and I'm comfortable with my body. Now, could I lose some more weight? Sure. Okay? We're working on that. Has my definition of love evolved over the years? I would say yes. It is something that I'm still moving through, and I kind of already answered this question, so yeah. What are my non-negotiables? What are your non-negotiables in a relationship now? Okay, so come closer. And I want y'all to comment below what your non-negotiables are too, because I'm curious. I'm not with the open relationship thing that everybody is. The gay community has just completely gone south in that regard. And I'm not saying I have anything against you. You do you, sweetie. Whatever makes you happy makes me happy. Okay? I'm chill. But for me, I don't know that I can do that. Like, I need to fall in love with my man before we start talking about introducing somebody else. And babes, if I can't even get to the point where I'm in love with someone yet, then I don't know that I can bring somebody else in. Does that make sense? Like, it sounds a little crazy. And I know that I'm a Sagittarius, so my little jealous Sagittarius ass, with that situation going down, I'm gonna let y'all figure out what could happen with that. or what y'all think could happen with a Sagittarius in an open relationship. It does not sound like this is a good idea for us. Okay, so life at 38. Y'all, I turned 39 this year in December. My birthday is December 8th. Don't you forget it. You know where the Cash App is. Okay? So, what's one thing you wish your younger self would have known? So, 2 things. I got 2 things. Maybe 3. 1, I should have gotten my passport earlier. I got my passport when I was 28. Like, one thing about being black and in the South is your parents are always talking about money. We can't afford this. We can't afford that. It's too expensive. It's too, all excuses. Oh, we don't go there. We don't go. Girl, shut up. Is everything up for debate? Like, not everything is a debate, okay? Let's figure out a way and a solution to make it happen. Why are we always saying, no, we can't do something? And I feel like it's really big in the black community to say it's expensive to travel. Yeah, it is. So why are we in Vegas? Why are we in Vegas? Why are we in Reno? Why are we in Miami? Why are we in New York and LA? Hell, it costs the same amount of money to go to those places that it does to go to Mexico. Definitely Mexico. Or anywhere, honestly. Everywhere is expensive now. So why are we just saying that? Like, we were going to DC once a year back then. I could have had a freaking flight across the ocean, honey, for that cost. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. And I'm grateful for all of the trips I was able to go on as a kid, because my mom used to work for American Airlines and my dad used to travel a lot with us too. He would send us on trips and stuff. And then my aunt would travel a lot and she would let me come with her too. So I was exposed to a lot of US travel early on. And I knew, baby, I caught that travel bug. I caught it early. I knew I was gonna be on that plane. And I am. I'm on that plane, honey. At least once a month. Well, I'm lying, because I ain't been on a plane since April. What am I talking about? But I wish I would have gotten my passport earlier and traveled more and saw the world. And lastly, I wish that I would have learned more early on about business and entrepreneurship and just how and why it's important to be that. Because who wants to work for these corporate entities anymore? Like, I feel like corporate is out, like completely out. It is not an employee's market anymore. These employers are treating everyone like trash. It's just not, it's not it. So I wish I would have learned like how I could have worked for myself faster and like developed all of that faster and made more money quickly and was able to save more early on in my career. You live and you learn, though. We're learning now that that's the way to go, and that's what we're doing now. By the way, you guys, I just started back up my agency where I am 3 things actually. Damn, I'm a lot. I am a social media strategist for the forefront, right? That's my like top thing, strategizing with people on their social media strategy. Secondly, I am a talent manager, so I manage different creators or influencers or talent and cultivate their careers, right? Get their brand deals, blah, 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 blah. Then I'm a coach. You don't know anything about LinkedIn. You don't know anything about Facebook. I am gonna teach you everything you need to know. So that's what I do now, and I work for myself. So if you're interested in any of that stuff or need any of that stuff while watching this video, hit that email down in the description. Also, subscribe while you're at it. You know you want to, because this journey is just beginning. The journey is just beginning. What has been the most unexpected lesson in your 30s and why? So, I never want to stop learning. Last job I had, I didn't know anything about talent management. Nothing, y'all. Okay? And I said that I would never take another corporate job if I wasn't learning something. And that's the only reason why I took that job, because I was able to learn a new skill. I never want to stop learning. I never want to stop figuring things out, learning new things. Like that, to me, is my dopamine. Like that gets me high. That keeps me going and keeps me sort of like fulfilled in life and brings me joy, honestly. I never want to stop learning. Like even when I'm 70 and like cussing everybody out, I don't want to stop learning. Now, don't play with me when I'm 70 now. I'm seasoned. Okay. Do you feel pressure to have it all figured out by now? Absolutely not. No. But you know, some days I have my days where I see friends or people that I follow that are doing better than me. And you know what? That's okay. That is okay. We are all on our own path in life. We are all put on this earth to do a certain thing. And we can't all be doing the same thing at the same time. How's that gonna work? So I always think about, you know, when I see somebody popping or making it work or making it happen, and I want to be them or I want to emulate them, I always look at it as a way to communicate with them, network with them, ask them questions. Hey, how did you get here? How did you get there? Why or how did you do certain things? Like, I always want to learn how they did such and such. Also, do y'all hear how noisy it is right now? Sorry. I don't know if you can hear that if the mic is picking it up, but lots of construction here, child. So yeah, that's that. I'm never jealous of people that are doing better than me. And I know there's a lot more that I can do and want to do, but I'm moving at my own pace. And right now my pace is slow as hell, but I need to pick it up a little bit. I'm definitely aware of that, and we're working on that. But again, being here, I've learned how to just like chill. I'm usually so like hyper and like, just breathe, okay? Breathe, it's gonna be okay. How do you stay grounded and keep growing at this stage of life? I stay grounded by believing in myself. I know that sounds very corny and cheesy, but at the end of the day, I care so much about myself and my success that it keeps me grounded. It keeps me fighting for the things that I want in life. It keeps me, you know, it keeps me whole. It keeps me inspired because I know I want to get to a certain point in my life. So how do I get there? I have to be fighting for myself and doing things that are gonna catapult me into what I want, right? So at the end of the day, you have to be your best advocate. That's the best advice I can give people. And people are always asking me, how do you do it? How do you do this? a lot of believing in myself, because if no one else is believing in you, who is? You have to believe in yourself. That's it. And if you do that, half your battle is won. I'm telling you, trust me in that. What does happiness look for you? What does happiness actually look like for you these days? I mean, happiness to me means living every day like it's your last. Waking up every day and doing something fun, or adventuring, or, exploring, learning new things. I keep saying that. Learning new things is happiness to me, and it's joyfulness. And also, happiness is doing things. If you need to do things by yourself because someone else doesn't want to do it, or chastises you for doing it, or is just jealous of you for doing those things, then you need to A, get those people out of your life, honey. And B, you need to just start doing things by yourself. I started doing that at 28. Someone bailed on me on a trip to Thailand, and what was I gonna do? Not go? No, babes, the ticket is paid for and it's non-refundable. We gotta go. So you have to start thinking more selfishly, not, where you're arrogant, but you have to put yourself first in all instances to really create that happiness for yourself. And it's something my mom and dad always said to me, and even my dad now, we're not like the closest, but he still says it. He just says, they always say, I just want to see you happy. And at the end of the day, that's truly all that matters in life, is you being happy. So we have to do things that make us feel that way. And ultimately, if you don't, you won't be. So, okay, the last question, honey. I know you guys are dying to know if I am a top or a bottom, okay? Or if I'm verse. Well, like I said, honey, I have my agency, and if you need any social media or marketing needs, hit that email and let's talk. Now, top or bottom? So I'm normally a top, right? But is that gonna be my position forever? No. Also, why we gotta put a label on everything? So no, I don't think I will be that forever, but in this current era of my life, that's generally what I enjoy. There's other things that I enjoy too that are not that. So that's a whole nother video. But in terms of that, that's where we usually like to, get down. If you know what I'm saying, and I think you do. Anyway, guys, hope this video was fun. Y'all got to know me. Y'all got to hear more from me, what my life is like been in Mexico. Been here 11 months. Crazy. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all, my body has changed being here. Like, I feel a lot more muscular. I'm in the gym more. I wasn't in the gym in the United States like that. I was not. But I feel like more people are more fit here. So you are more likely to want to be fit or go to the gym, if that makes sense. And the food is better too. The food is way healthier. Whoa, like extremely healthier. So I feel like that has helped a lot with just sculpting my body better and just feeling better. So I love that, because before I left, I was pre-diabetic, child. The doctor was like, you might be dying soon, babes. I'm kidding, but it definitely has helped with that, I'm sure. I haven't had my checkup yet, but need to get that done soon. But yeah, that's the video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this was informative. If not, you can go on somebody else's page and complain. Go ahead and leave a comment and let me know where you're watching from, and any other questions too about life in Mexico, love and relationships, or life at 38, or what do you guys want to see in my content? Sometimes I have writer's block or vlog block where I just be wanting to sit in my apartment because it's cool. But I feel like you guys want to see more. So let me know what you want to see. And also, where else should I visit in Mexico? It's a big country. Lots of states. Where should I go? Comments. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one, which will be next week, I promise you. I think I'm gonna do the Mexico City vlogs, just while I wait on like ideation on other stuff. So, see you guys on the next one. Thanks.